Support WrestleTalk!
Give us a subscribe.
It's time for WrestleTalk React! I'm Luke Owen, DAD, joined by Tempest.
Here's my reaction face.
Good thumbnail face. And here's Ollie Davis. Even better. It's a bit too much movement. I can't quite capture that in...
It's going to be like a blur thing, like when Agent Smith moves too fast in The Matrix.
Can't capture that in Premiere Pro to then make the thumbnail face.
It was me, Barry.
So we're here to react to a moment from Monday Night Raw. I won't give away too much of what happened, but this is at the end of the show.
Oh.
So the main event was a triple threat of Jey Uso, Finn Balor, and Rey Mysterio qualify for Money in the Bank, which Jey Uso won. A very cool finish, actually. Balor hit the coup de grace on Rey. During the pin, Jey hit the Uso splash.
I'm not shocked, but I am disappointed.
Why, who did you want to win?
Any of the other ones.
Oh,
the
come
ones
on,
that are
Yeet.
good
Don't you
wrestlers.
feel him, sir?
I do not.
I said this in the editing
No
room,
ye.
actually, where I was like, who could win this match? Could it be Finn or Rey or the guy who 3 weeks ago said, I'm qualifying for Money in the Bank? It was Jey Uso.
Well, in the visual, we've got the opening screen. We can see both Money in the Bank briefcases suspended above the ring.
So this was a very newsworthy Raw, as it was anyway, because at the start of the show, you had the return of Seth Rollins. You had the Drew McIntyre quit WWE on this show. You had the Otis turn on Chad Gable and Alpha Academy disbanding. So this was already a very newsworthy episode of Raw.
And you're choosing to show us this.
And I'm choosing to show you this bit, because I think this is... I've got my own personal favourite moment of the show.
I'll go into it with an open mind.
Well, surely you've got an idea because they've been teasing something to happen on this date for a while.
Yes, I can figure what the title of this video is going to be.
So anyway, this is the end of the broadcast. Jey Uso has won, and he's celebrating with the crowd.
Yeet, yeet, yeet. So Jay's in the crowd there.
He is.
Oh,
The lights are going off one by one like the Fiend.
oh yeah, it's probably the same as the was it Extreme Rules when he came back in 2022? I love that ending so much so I gave it a 5.
Oh, it's your favorite song ever.
Oh no, I only just got it out of my head. Oh, they're doing the whole door as well.
Yeah, speaking of Extreme Rules.
It's just that one piano note over and over again.
It's like Runaway. And now it's the shot of The Undertaker, WrestleMania 23.
The forbidden door. It's a door. Is it forbidden? Okay, lights cut out.
It's a long song.
This is tense. Yeah, by now it would have hit the dun dun. This is all very dark, actually. We've got big overhead.
I feel like I can
lights.
see... I see movement.
Yeah.
It's very dark, but I see some movement.
Yeah, where's the remote so we're going to throw some brightness up
I
on
think
this?
it's... So we can see fog as well. And
Someone
this-
appears to be crawling. Yeah, here's Uncle Howdy.
That's
it's
not
not
Uncle
Presu-
Howdy.
I don't... Okay, it's a man in a mask.
That's a woman.
It's a person in a mask.
It's Abby
It's
the
Sister.
Witch.
It's Sister Abigail.
I think it's Abby the Witch.
So this is Nikki Cross.
Yeah.
She came in like Finn Balor, old demon style there, didn't she? Oh,
You know, she's doing Finn Balor's entrance.
yeah.
She's pointing.
That is a terrifying outfit. She's
It's
got kind
really
of like
cool.
a skin face mask on.
As a horror fan, like that's one of my favorite things about this. I think that
Cameras.
looks really cool.
More camera movement.
It's going
now
backstage.
Heading into the backstage area.
Oh, I could just kind of... Oh, what?
Is that Road Dogg? It might be winning me over already.
Some production crew.
It's Eric... That's Eric Rowan, right? You can see his
Yeah.
ginger
Yeah.
beard.
The Bludgeon Brothers hammer.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Oh,
and
that-
the, like, Rambling Rabbit help.
That
very
rambling
Looney
rabbit, that's
Tunes.
what it
Yeah.
is.
Into the gorilla position.
Oh, crap. This is a blend of cinematic COVID style
Yeah.
with actual weekly TV. Who's that on the... Oh, crap.
That person's dead.
That person's literally dead.
That
guy
blood
got-
splatter on the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like
There's Mercy.
Batfleck killing that guy in Batman v Superman.
There's
So
Mercy.
these are the production. So
It's production stuff.
is
yeah.
Michael Hayes one of
So
those
you
people?
can't quite see, but Braun Strowman's one of the guys that's laid out there.
Oh,
There's Huskus.
is that? Oh yeah, I guess it's kind of pig-like. But who's so Joe Gacy?
That's Joe
and,
Gacy.
That's Joe Gacy and Dexter Loomis was sitting.
Yeah, that was Mercy.
That's cool. I think that's who I predicted would take each one.
Chad, they roped you into this.
Jad is dead.
Is that like a hammer shot? Oh, that's cool. So this is Uncle Howdy.
They have given him a mask upgrade as well.
What's different about it?
It looks better.
He's not got as much of a chin. Is that it?
It's like a Phantom of the Opera half style mask.
Do you know when people thought it was Jay White?
Oh God.
No.
Raven. Oh, so they're all following him out now. They attacked the backstage area so hard, their logo started appearing on the screen. That you could why have they not attacked the cameraman? There's so much you could unpick about this, but it's cool.
Yeah.
It's cool enough. Everyone's got the fireflies up. Presumably for Jey Uso, still.
I really like the Mercy mask. I think that's cool. And the Pig Boy one's great as well.
Look like Slipknot.
Yeah, it's good. Like, particularly because he looks like Paul.
Which makes sense given that, Slipknot was an early inspiration for a lot of, the Wyatt mask character stuff. Axel Mulligan in
That's
FCW.
right,
Oh, there's Sister Abigail, Nikki Cross. They pick up the lantern. We've got the Raw copyright logo, and they're all doing weird turny heads. Oh yeah, the masks are cool. I really like the Ramblin' Rabbit one. We're here, blows out the light.
And that is how the show.
Oh,
And that is how the show ended.
There you have it.
So yes, that is Nikki Cross as Abby the Witch. So it's Nikki Cross as Abby the Witch. It's Joe Gacy as Huskus. Rambling Rabbit is Eric Rowan, and Dexter Loomis is Mercy the Buzzards. So Joe Gacy and Nikki. And then Uncle Howdy is 5. So there was no Alexa Bliss there. They WWE Shop have revealed the name of the group is Wyatt Sicks, but it's SICKS.
Six.
6. Yeah.
Wyatt. Bleh.
Yes.
Wyatt Sicks.
Wyatt Sicks. Yeah, that is the name of the group.
I suppose SYXX was taken.
Copyright WCW. But yeah, what did you think?
I don't know. This is as a presentation, as a bit of performance art. I'm like, oh, that's really effective imagery, really cool, a nice long one-shot camera thing, and I like all that. If I then look at it as to, well, what are they going to do next week? I'm not convinced.
Murder
But-
more people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose, but eventually it'll have to lead to a match. And I don't know what match I'd like to see in all this. Maybe this is your War Games match at the end of the year.
I would have thought War Games would be safe for the Bloodline stuff.
You would think, and it probably still will be, but
It's Hell in
like,
a Cell, I
you'd
suppose.
have to do something big and violent for folks of this nature.
Well, that's what I was thinking. So here's my one massive concern. And maybe concerns is the wrong word, because they might, really pull a rambling rabbit out of the hat here. But the rumor is Bad Blood's going to be coming back later on this year,
Oh, yeah.
which is Hell in a Cell. They'll do another Hell in a Cell match. There is a member of the Raw roster that returned on this show that has a strong connection to the Wyatts and Hell in a Cell matches.
Dear God.
Seth Rollins.
Remember the Fiend match?
Oh my God. And it would have been, October.
Yeah.
It's 5 years
5
since
years.
that match
Yeah.
this year.
So maybe they could do something around that. So you've got a violent match. Hell in a Cell would be my first thought if they are going to do that at Bad Blood. And Bad Blood is in fact coming back, which is what PW Insider are saying.
And Seth can beat them.
All of them.
No, the match will get thrown out because of a hammer-like
Yeah.
thing.
Sponsored by Mountain Dew.
Yeah. Oh, please. Yeah. So, Ollie, what did you make of that?
Look,
Because you were someone who loved Extreme Rules and the
Yeah.
return of Wyatt.
I love the cinematic experiments in wrestling. Broken Universe aside, Broken Universe is ironic, tongue in the cheek. I think the Firefly Funhouse match. It's the biggest step forward in the art form, for generations, I guess. And I thought Bray Wyatt's mind was uniquely suited to transferring that into wrestling with fans again. And I thought Extreme Rules 2022 had that promise. Unfortunately, I think the character of The Fiend destroys opponents, as in that it's hard to have an actual in-ring match with the character and everyone come out better off for it. So it didn't really follow up on it. So I'm curious to see, with no Vince around, because that was still in the Vince era.
Oh, when Bray came back? No, that Triple H had taken over Create by that point.
Yeah, but Vince was back.
No, he came back later. That was in January.
I don't think there was really hardly any crossover between Bray Wyatt's last WWE run and Vince McMahon being
Yeah, because
around.
Vince kind of gets himself back in around WrestleMania because he was the one who was making changes to Mania, and then he did that Raw after Mania. Massive changes.
We're right. Vince had no control over creative during that time. You're correct. So, well, maybe this is the version that can, just because there's been reports that there's no supernatural stuff.
That's what I was going to cover.
I'll believe that when I see
Yeah.
it. That did not make me believe that there won't be supernatural mumbo jumbo.
Triple H wants sanity to happen. He wants sanity to happen so bad. And Eric Young left. So maybe this is his sanity. Because Nikki Cross is there. Mm-hmm. Eric Rowan's kind of, big guy. It's that group. They have debuted at 11. I think the blood splatters, that was potentially too much, because then where do you go from there?
Yeah, you've literally murdered Chad Gable and Braun Strowman, who were supposed to be in qualifying matches for Money in the Bank next week. So I'm going to presume they are not having that Money in the Bank qualifier next week now.
Yeah, if they just come back right away, that's a bit of a...
Just not going, selling out of the way to the ring.
But I think... initially, I am incredibly excited. I thought that was expertly performed. The great long camera shot as well. The character designs, the music. It never kicked in. It was just the piano.
It's just the piano.
They're making me wait for it. So yeah, I mean, I'm very excited. But now it's all about the follow up. So I get your. Would you say that was great? But you're concerned about the follow up?
Well, that's always the thing when it comes to the introduction or a reintroduction or whatever the case may be of any of the Wyatt cinematic universe. The first chapter is always great. Mm-hmm. It's what it then unfortunately has devolved into time and time again that makes me worried about it. You could just close this app.
Well, yeah, I was going to show you something else as well, just as a quick bonus thing. Well, you carry on talking while I just set this up.
That ultimately is, my concern about all this. The debut angle, unless something went catastrophically wrong, was always going to be really cool. It's what this run ends up being that has me, trepidatious.
The law hasn't kicked in yet.
Mm-mm.
It's a new era, though.
Yeah, so they keep saying.
For me, the reports are it's not a supernatural group. That was my concern, was they've just put all the spooky characters together to do spooky stuff. And that kind of was like, I've been kind of enjoying the more sports presentation, because I feel like that just doesn't fit in with what they've been doing since Triple H took over the book. Mm-hmm. That feels like a very much a old WWE where everything's a big comic book. But if they can be like what the Wyatts were supposed to be, this backwoods horror movie, the cult figure that Bray was before they turned him into spooky nonsense.
Yeah.
If they can just go back to that, I think this can be really, really great. As the ground it in reality, I think that's what you need to do. Not spooky lights turning on and off and this and the other. Just like, it is just, these are lads from the deep south in the woods, cult leader stuff.
I'm not so concerned about the follow-up booking, because over the last year, Triple H has built up enough trust in me. I'm actually most curious to see how Bo Dallas handles the role, because this is someone who hasn't, to my knowledge, wrestled since 2019.
No, just tagging with Curtis Axel was probably the last time he was wrestling.
This is like you've been given a big opportunity here, and I think he can do it, but that's based on stuff 10 years ago when he was doing a totally different style of character in NXT.
Yeah.
So we'll see there. I'm hopeful, but trepidatious.
I am in agreement on that. I'm kind of like bouncing off both of your points where I always thought the best version of the Wyatt character was the first one,
Yeah.
you know, when he came out as the cult leader, where he wasn't a spooky character. He was just a silver-tongued devil that you could believe that a certain like-minded group of people would follow. And of course, he devolved from that. But if you keep that sort of essence and that motivation for these group of characters of one person that can lead a group of lost souls, I think that has a lot of potential. But the counter of that, which I go to your point, is that really worked when Bray Wyatt was the guy on the stick. I don't know if Bo Dallas can do the same sort of thing. I'm sure he'll make it his own, but that is an untested water at this point for me.
I'm going to talk about this more on the Raw podcast that'll be coming up later on today. You can go find that in the feed if you're watching this on demand. But if I were to make one change to this, I would have liked to have seen them recruit them over a couple of weeks. So like we haven't seen Dexter Lumis on TV for nearly 2 years or whatever
I'm
it is.
okay with that.
So just sort of like picking him out, Joe Gacy picking him out. Kind of what I'm looking for is how they started the Ministry, which is just like on an episode of Raw, they were just picking, Viscera, like we're taking you out, like we're going to take you guys out here and put you into this group, as opposed to just them just all coming out at the same time.
No, I think this is good. I think this is the way to do it. And they've been building it up for months. If there was no sort of Easter egg tease thing, maybe that would hold a bit more water. But because there has obviously been some mission going on in kayfabe behind the scenes for months, I'm not as... I don't mind that.
That'd be the only one thing I would change. So, I just want to show you this is like a 30-second thing. But
I mean, the name Bron Breakker is on the screen, so that fills me with a bit more excitement.
So it was Bron versus Sheamus.
Oh,
Because they've set Bron up to be Sami Zayn's next contender for the IC title.
great.
And so it's Bron versus Sheamus. Ludwig Kaiser caused a DQ because it's a multi-person feud, which means in Triple H terms it has to have a DQ finish to continue this on. But I just wanted to show you this sort of like beatdown after the match, where Ludwig Kaiser he's put Sheamus against the steps so he can do what he did to the New Day.
Bron is smiling behind
Because
him.
he was held back by security because he was trying to brawl with Sami Zayn.
Oh,
no.
they're both running.
Oh!
Look how quickly he gets around that ring.
It's the greatest wrestler
so
of all
good.
time.
Look, hold on, let's just one more time.
There's no one better than this guy.
Watch him go. Push.
He had Kaiser had a head start as well.
Oh! It's like a proper spear. It's not where the guy hits you and you go down. It's where he hits you and your top half goes forward and your bottom half goes forward and you get folded in half before you go down.
It's not running into a brick wall. It's having a brick wall run into you.
Yeah.
You know those cars, those toy cars that you wind back up and up and up?
Yeah.
That's what Bron looked like with the security before they released him.
Anyway, let us know what you thought of the Wyatt Sicks debut in the comments down below. What do you think of the direction? What do you think is next? What do you think feud-wise? We'll be looking at those when we come into the full Raw review later on today. Till then, I've been going DAD. That's been Tempest.
More thumbnail faces.
That's been Ollie Davis. And that was WrestleTalk Reacts.